Hello, hockey fans. The Minnesota Hockey Connection is on the air. We're on the air for the next half hour. I'm Kenny Gallagher along with Jerry Burrow. We've got a lot to talk about. It's hockey playoffs. It's high school hockey.
It's crazy now.
Yeah, UMD's winding down.
Everything's crazy.
NHL's making trades. There's so much to talk about. Let's start with the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota Wild made a change that I guess I didn't see coming. Nino Niederreiter was traded a couple of weeks back. And then yesterday we learned, yesterday being Monday, we learned that Mikael Granlund got traded to Nashville for Kevin Fiala, a forward. So you trade a centerman for a winger, and I thought, is that a good trade? Well, guess what Paul Fenton, our GM, said? We're trying to get younger and faster. This Kevin Fiala has an electric stick.
He's fast.
Has he got batteries in that stick, or
I guess
a long
so.
cord?
I guess so.
He's got an electric stick.
Then we got the Hobie Baker finalists a couple years ago from Harvard. From Boston for Charlie Coyle. They traded him.
We're getting to Donato.
Okay.
Kevin Fiala is Fenton said he has nothing. This had nothing to do with cap space, and he emphasized that.
I know what it is.
This had nothing to do with cap space.
I know why they got him.
Well,
they got rid of a Swiss, Niederreiter, and they got another Swiss.
They had to replace the Swiss with a Swiss.
And there you go.
I see. Again, GM Paul Fenton said it had nothing to do with cap space. It has to do with the talent level. We're still trying to make the playoffs. And said he was brought here to make some changes to the culture. And this gives them some skill and speed off the rush. And he said about Kevin Fiala, he's got the ability to be a game breaker. So after hearing GM Fenton, I thought, okay, it's starting to make a little bit more sense, I guess. It's no secret, I wasn't a big fan of Mikael Granlund. I didn't like his lack of enthusiasm at times, his kind of ho-hum attitude. He scored a goal, and he was more concerned in chewing on his mouth guard than raising his stick and showing enthusiasm.
That's what Finnish people do.
Well, I want to see a Zach Parise finish. I want to see some enthusiasm, some hunger to do it again.
And get to the net, even though he's small.
No, we do lose a centerman. We do lose a valuable part of our power play. But more so, we traded him to a rival of some degree. Nashville's in our division.
Right, and there's a chance he might be on the power play.
Now, keep in mind that Paul Fenton came here from Nashville.
Yeah.
So
he knows this kid because this kid came up right away from the draft. Right away, 18 years old, he came to Nashville.
He really likes this Fiala. And, is it going to work out? Well, stay tuned. Let's hope it does. But, again, he said that he was here to make some changes to the culture. They want to be younger and faster.
There you go.
And he said we got younger and faster.
Oh, yeah, we got some other young players, too.
Donato from Boston for Charlie Coyle.
I think he's only 22, right?
I like this trade. And he already has cashed in, if you will. He got his first goal in overtime.
A winner.
A game-winning goal in overtime.
When's the last time Charlie got a winner?
Let me go check on the internet and get back to you.
Get back to us next week.
Yeah. Boy, it's been a while, if ever.
But we lost Charlie, but he was a fan favorite, because he was a nice guy, and he always, whatever the Wild asked him to do, he did, and the fans loved him, and he loved the fans, and he was a good kid, really. I think if he would have shot more, I think he still would have been here.
Coyle?
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. He always seemed to want to carry the puck more than shoot it.
He wanted that perfect pass, tic-tac-toe all the time.
Yeah.
You can't do that in hockey no more.
I don't know if Coyle did this more often or not, or if it just seems that I noticed it more often with him. But what I hate in just hockey in general is the player that comes down the ice, crosses the blue line across the boards, goes all the way behind the net, comes all the way up the other side of the boards, and nothing happens. They lose the puck, and the other team takes it out of the zone.
The old perimeter thing.
And Charlie seemed to do that often, and it just bugged me. But
now I know what's bugging you.
Charlie Coyle's kind of like Donato. He's young, he's eager, he's hungry, and he's paying off dividends. He's already got a game-winning goal, but... and then we were able to sign Eric Stahl to a 2-year extension.
Yep. He really wanted to stay here, and I think he took less than what he could have got out in the market. I mean, if he went if he got traded, he would have gotten more money.
Well, he's a veteran. He's been around.
Well, he got 40 goals last year.
Yeah, 42.
40-some, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and he's off that pace. I think 18 this year so far.
right.
But he's a veteran that can still play at a high level. He's got playoff experience, Stanley Cup experience. You know, and he's from Thunder Bay. I think
Right.
he's happy to be,
Right,
you know, in
close
the
to home.
neighborhood.
Right.
And, you know, let's face it, he's at the tail end of his career. He's got a few years left. But I don't know. I'm still not sold on this Niederreiter-Rask trade.
Well, Rask got hurt
Yeah.
right away, so he's on the injury reserve. But you don't know. He's young, too.
True.
And he's a bigger boy. And he has some good hands, though.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I mean, time will tell. I mean, it's not going to be no mystery. And then we picked up that kid from Anaheim. What was his name? Pontus Aberg.
Yes.
Yeah. And he can skate pretty good, too. So they're getting some speed, I think.
Younger and faster is
Yeah,
what the
I think
GM
Fenton's
wants.
right on those comments.
Well, I hope so. You know, but I was encouraged to hear him say that we're still trying to make the playoffs. You know, they're not throwing in the towel this season. They want to win. They want to make the playoffs, and you know, you never know what might happen. I still say it's going to be a struggle without maybe your best player, but your captain, Koivu, and Dumba.
Yeah,
I mean, they're gone for the season,
right.
and it's going to be tough.
Then we lost experienced fourth liner, Matt Hendricks. He got traded to Winnipeg, which he played. I think he played there last year, and they got a seventh rounder for him.
Yeah.
So
Is that kind of a wasted trade? 7th round pick?
Yeah, usually it is. How many seventh rounders that you see 3 or 4 years later that? Whoa! Did someone miss this guy?
Let me go back to the computer and check. I'll get back to you next
You
week.
got a lot of computer work to do after this.
Minnesota Wild, 63 games into the season, 30, 27, and 6, good for 66 points, which is good enough for 8th in the West, 18th in the league. But in the West, number 1 Calgary, my goodness, 85 points. San Jose 2nd, Nashville 3rd, Winnipeg 4th, St. Louis 5th, Vegas 6th, Dallas 7th, and then Minnesota sits at 8th with 66 points, just a point behind Dallas. And they're tied with 66 points. And 9th place, Colorado. Arizona 10th with 63. Vancouver 62 points. Chicago 61. I really thought Chicago could get on a roll here and make a push, but
They have been, but then
Not yet.
All these teams, they have a couple little,
Yeah.
It's a kind of a yo-yo.
in the league, Tampa Bay 100 points already.
Yeah.
What are they, 9, 10 wins in a row? Or
And they got about how many more games? How many games have the Wild play now?
how many games do they play? Well,
What's their record?
63.
Okay, about 20 games almost
Well,
left.
yeah, 19.
Just think, if they win half of that, that's 140 points. That's amazing.
Number 1 in the league, Tampa Bay, 100 points. And the Wild will play at Tampa Bay Thursday, March 7th. So you got Tampa Bay. This is in the league. Number 1, Tampa Bay, Calgary, San Jose, Boston, 4th in the league. Toronto, 5th. New York Islanders, 6th. And then you've got Nashville and Winnipeg in there. But, boy, the Wild, looking at their schedule, they are at Calgary, second best team in the league. At the host Nashville.
And they go to Nashville. Hey,
Top
that's a
10
good series.
team in the league.
That's going to be a good little home and home
It is.
thing with Granlund going there
Yeah.
and seeing how this works.
Yeah.
We'll get it right away. We'll start comparing
Wow. Yeah.
right away.
And so Calgary, Nashville, then they go to Nashville on Tuesday the 5th. Then they go to Tampa Bay at Florida, home against San Jose, Dallas, the Rangers, the Islanders. It's not
We
going to
got
be
2
easy.
soft games in the next 10.
It's not going to be easy. They got Vegas next month. 3 games with Nashville in March.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Yep. Not going to be easy.
How about the last week? How about there's 3 games in April. Winnipeg, Boston, and at Dallas.
And that Dallas could be for a playoff spot.
We'll see what this team is made of.
But going back to the Wild, Fenton said, it wasn't about the salary cap, but they're saving over $9 million right now.
Oh, so he's not revealing that fact, and maybe they still have something up their sleeve.
I think they can they can buy some free agent during the summer.
Yeah.
So they got a little money there. And, well, but Parisi and Suter got 6 more years on their contract.
Yeah. Any chance of them renegotiating? Does it make sense to do that?
Yeah,
Basically,
I wonder if they consider even buying out.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah.
That's down the line a long ways, I think.
We were really excited when that trade took place. Parisi and Suter were coming to Minnesota, and we're still excited about it. They're 2 top-notch players. Parisi from Minnesota, Suter from Wisconsin. And I don't know, I think they're going to finish their careers here.
Yep.
We'll see.
It sounds right because Parisi's from here and Suter's right down the block from Madison.
But I think that this Granlund trade, boy, that really shook people up. There was a lot of people online that were not happy.
There was a lot of people online not happy with him, too. After games on the radio shows, down in the cities.
Oh, yeah.
You can hear him after.
Granlund?
Yeah.
I just didn't.
The guys they got rid of. A lot of Coyle, Niederreiter, all the guys they're thinking of trading.
Yeah, they're underachievers. Coyle was just a slug. He just didn't do much.
Well, maybe this is give him a good start. He's home. That's where he grew up, in the Boston area.
Yeah.
So
now keep in mind he came to Minnesota from was it
San Jose
with that Brent Burns trade.
Yep.
Brent.
It's kind of funny. The 3 guys they traded. Oops. They were first round in 2010. All 3 of them. Granlund, Niederreiter, and Coyle.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think Fiala was a first-round pick for Nashville.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Well, so that's what the Wild are doing. And again, the Wild will play at Winnipeg. We're taping tonight, Tuesday the 26th. And then they've got three days off. They go to Calgary this Saturday. That's a 9 o'clock start. And then they'll be home Sunday, March 3rd against Nashville, 6:30 start. And that is nationwide television, NBC Sports.
There you go.
Or is that NBC? NBC Sports Network.
Yeah. So let's better get into the high school. A lot of playoff action.
I was stunned to hear that Minnetonka lost.
Yep.
Holy Angels?
No, Holy Family.
Holy Family. Where did they
Kessel.
come from? Where did you have them ranked, Jer?
They weren't in my top 10.
What happened?
Minnetonka lost. No, Holy Family's not a bad team.
All right.
We got to remember, last year in the section finals down there in 2AA at Mariucci, Minnetonka scored with 2 seconds left in regulation against Holy Family to tie the game and win in overtime.
Okay.
And they went on to win the state tournament.
Sure.
So it was 2 seconds away from not even being there.
Yeah.
So this year they went in overtime 2 years in a row with the 2 same teams.
Oh, I didn't know it was overtime.
Yep.
And Holy Family won in overtime, huh?
Yep.
Where was the game played?
Braemar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Edina played over in big Jefferson rink,
Yeah.
Bloomington Jefferson rink, and because they don't want to play in their home rinks.
You've got to be somewhat shocked. That's an upset.
It's
Yeah,
a big.
okay,
It was the biggest upset of the day.
Okay,
For
okay.
semis.
All right.
Yeah, by far.
So Minnetonka's out.
Here you go.
Wow.
Yeah, let's see.
You had them ranked number 1.
No, I had Edina number 1. But Holy Family was ranked, the 5th seed in that section. And now they'll play Eden Prairie, which was the 3rd seed. Mm-hmm. So the 1, 2, and 4 seeds,
You want to make a call on this game? What do you think?
I'm going to go with Eden Prairie. I think the coaching and I think that Eden Prairie's ready. They can play a good game and bad game, but I think they're ready for this. Mm-hmm. So with Tonka out, Edina's going to get seeded, and then the Blaine Maple Grove game, they're both in the top 10, so it doesn't matter what team wins, they'll get seeded. So if East can upset Andover, it's not going to be a big upset, but if they can upset them on Thursday night, they have a chance to get seeded now because Tonka's out.
Yeah.
And that's good for them, though. You don't want to be picked to play Edina the first game.
Sure.
So, and it might go like it has been in the last few years where East finds a way to win that first game, and then Friday night special with Edina in the semis. How many times have they played Edina on Friday night semis at the state tournament?
So the Metro, that's what else is going on in the Metro?
Well, there's playoff game. All the finals, most of the finals are on Wednesday and Thursday night.
Yeah.
So it's going to be busy down there and all over the state, really, because Moorhead and Brainerd are playing up in Bemidji at the college stadium there, that's Sanford. And we got down in Rochester, the two Lakeville teams are playing. And they're kind of funny, they're 2 and 4 seed. Here's what I've been saying this, preaching this all along. These high school teams have to schedule stronger schedules because Rochester Century and Hastings, I think they have both lost only 3 games all year. Mm-hmm. But they both lost to the Lakeville teams who played a tougher schedule.
Yeah.
So that just shows you, I think that stronger schedules well, Duluth East went that way when they went independent, and it shows how strong East program is now because of that strong schedule.
Okay, let's go through these sections. 1AA.
1AA, Lakeville South, Lakeville North on Thursday. I'm going to go with North.
Okay.
Holy Family, Eden Prairie, which will be at Mariucci on Wednesday night.
No, that's 2AA.
Right. I'll take Eden Prairie.
Okay.
St. Thomas at Egan at Braemar on Wednesday night.
That's 3AA.
I'll take St. Thomas Academy.
Okay.
4AA still has to go to their semifinals. They always do this. They do it the week of the. But I think what's going to happen is White Bear and Hill Murray will be playing for the championship.
Well, who's still playing?
White Bear Lake is playing Woodbury on the 26th, Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. And Stillwater's playing Hill Murray on the 27th.
Okay.
And then the winners play on March 1st, Friday.
All right.
But I'm going to go with White Bear Lake for the championship on that section.
Yeah.
Okay, Blaine and Maple Grove in 5AA is going to be played at Ulrich on the Thursday night, the 28th.
Ooh, Blaine and Maple Grove.
Yep. And I'm going to go with Blaine.
Are ya?
Yep.
Okay, why?
I think their first line is the best in the state right now.
Okay.
And then 6AA is Edina, the experienced #1 team, going against a young Benil team that just got better as the year gone on. I think Benil's a year behind, but don't be shocked if they they can beat an Edina team.
Yeah.
But they're young. Okay. In 7AA, Andover and Duluth East. This is a tough call. Andover is a real good team. But I'm going to go, and it's not being biased, I'm going with Duluth East because the coach and a lot of the players have been there and know how to win.
It's at Amsoil.
Yes. I don't know if that's that big of a deal. I just think being there and knowing how to win is the bigger deal.
Oh, didn't they play Andover last year at Amsoil?
Yes, and they came back and scored 2 goals in the third period and won in overtime.
Yeah.
And then they went and Andover had their whole team back but one player. And then East went down there in the beginning of the season and lost in overtime to them down there. Yeah. But it's going to be a good game. So I'd get out to Amsoil on Thursday night if you're in the Duluth area.
What time?
It's at 7 o'clock at Amsoil.
Okay.
Duluth East and Andover. And Andover is one of the top 4 teams in the state going into the sections. Now, for sure, if they won, they'll be one of the top seeds. And then on 8AA, up in the northwest, is Moorhead and Brainerd. And Moorhead's been playing pretty good hockey the second half of the season, so I'm going with them.
Now, where's Brainerd ranked? I can't read that.
They're not in top 10. But
no, in the seeding, I'm sorry.
3.
Okay.
3 seed, and they're #3 seed in the 8AA, and Moorhead's #1 seed in 8.
Okay, so in 8AA, you've got the #1 and 3 seed.
Right.
However, in section AA 5, 6, and 7, you have 1 and 2.
1 and 2s.
Wow.
Yeah. The biggest difference is 2AA, where 3 and 5.
Yeah.
So that's a kind of, if you told people before the section started, they'd say you're
Well, again, that's part of that upset because if Minnetonka
Right.
is there, you're number 1 and 3.
right. So and plus Chaska, which had 4 D1 players, they lost too.
Who'd they lose to?
Eden Prairie.
Okay. Class A, a heartbreaking loss for the Denfeld Hunters. Greenway kind of took it to them towards the end of the game there. They ran away with it, but tough loss for Denfeld.
Right. And they had a good season though, and looks very good for the future. They got a very good Bantam A team that'll at least half these players will be playing for them next year on the high school team.
Good.
So then I think if the players keep them coming in and stay with the program instead of transferring to other schools, I think Denfeld in the west part of the city will have some pretty decent competitive hockey teams.
Yeah.
So, and we just had Coach Jago, and he was basically saying the same thing, if we can keep them, I think things look good in the future.
Well, let's take a look at A. What's happening?
Okay, they had the storms down there last Saturday in southeast, so they got semis going tonight. But I'm going to say for the finals, it's going to be Albert Lee and Mankato East, 1 and 3 seeds. And then in 2A, Orono, last year's state championship team, playing Delano. I'm going to go with Orono to get back in state.
Again, another 1-2 matchup.
All right. In 3A, your Litchfield lost in an upset. Hutchinson and New Ulm. There's a 3 and 5 there in that section too on the seeds. And I'm going to go with New Ulm. And 4A, they haven't played their semis. They're
New
playing,
Ulm.
Yep.
Wow. What's their logo? What's their name of their team?
I forget.
The
Is
beer
it
drink?
the butter?
The beer drinkers.
They have butter down there too, don't they?
Well, they got a lot of German beer. New Ulm. The New Ulm beer drinkers.
There you go.
All right.
All right. What is it called? Schaefer? No. Okay, and I think on 4A they have to do their semis tonight, and they'll play their games at Roseville. But 2 of the very best A teams this year are probably going to play each other in the finals on Friday night, March 1st. Totina Grace and Montemita. And Totina Grace, by the way, is going up to AA.
Are they?
So should that coach talk to Herman? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Someday later. Okay, 5A, Chisago Lake and North Branch. I'll go with North Branch. 6A, this is going to be a big game. Alexander was in the state last year. They upset St. Cloud Cathedral last year, and St. Cloud Cathedral's been 1 and 2 all year.
Yeah.
But this can go either way. But I'm going to take St. Cloud Cathedral because they got one of their main players back from injury in the middle of the season. So I'm going with St. Cloud Cathedral on this. And I think if they're healthy at state and Hermantown makes it to state, I'm going to say they can give them a match.
St. Cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 7A, no, there'll be a lot of people here, Hermantown and Greenway. It's like Edina and anyone else. They'll have all the Hermantown fans going for Hermantown and everyone else going for Greenway,
And that game is?
Wednesday night, tomorrow night at 7 p.m. at Amsoil Arena.
All right.
So that's a big game.
Yes,
Greenway has been planning this for a whole year after losing that overtime game last year.
Now, will this game be on TV, or
Yes.
do you need a phone?
Nope. This is
Okay.
going to be on TV, plus you can get it any place in the world. It'll be streamed. WDIO is streaming it too. Because you got to pay the State High School League money now to do anything. A lot of people aren't going to do it, pay the big money to do that. But WDIO already planned on doing it on TV, so they're streaming it too.
All right.
Then 8A is another really good game. If I was living out in the Northwest, I'd be out in East Grand Forks. They'll play War Road, 1 and 3 seed. And that's on Thursday, the 28th, at East Grand Forks Civic Center. So they're actually playing at home. So there you go. And so next week is state tournament. And so keep your eye out and try to There's going to be a lot of games on radio and that too you can pick up if any of these teams are someone you follow.
You know, Jared, we've gotten a lot of snow this season. February in Duluth, we set a record for the most snowfall. And what happens around the time of the state tournament? That's
usually always the biggest snow.
Yeah, we get snowstorms.
Right.
So we'll look to the future for high school hockey and more snow. But if you had to pick winners out of Class A and AA, looking ahead, just for the fun of it, who do you got being the champions of Class A and Class AA?
I'm going to go with the top teams right now.
Yeah.
Edina and Hermantown.
All right. Okay.
That's a kind of an easy pick, though.
Yeah. Well,
but if I say upset winners, I would say for the whole state, Andover has to make it. I'd say Andover and St. Cloud Cathedral.
Upsets, okay.
But they got to make it first.
There you go.
They're going to have tough times just making it.
All right. Hermantown, there's been so much talk about this, and the more I hear some of the reasons why they should be in Class A, that seems to make a lot of sense to me. But what do you think is going to happen there? I mean, will the pressure just be so much that they'll do it, or will they just keep turning up their noses and say, we're not going?
I think the school I think they get more people come to the school when they have a good hockey team all the time, and it makes that name Hermantown comes up to everything. And hey, I go to Hermantown. Oh, you're the hockey school.
Well, maybe St. Thomas Academy could have used that argument, but look where they're at. They're
right, and their coaches are finally retiring from coaching. The Benellis at St. Thomas, they got to state every year.
Yeah,
but they just haven't won.
Yeah,
so.
Well, we've come to the final moments. UMD hockey, UMD, where are they? They're number 2 in the NCHC. They had quite a series up at North Dakota. They'll be home this weekend to take on Miami, and then they go to St. Cloud for the final regular season matchups. St. Cloud, number 1,
yep,
and UMD number 3 in pairwise.
So I say UMD win this weekend, sweep, and then split with St. Cloud up in St. Cloud the week after. Yeah. Plus the Lady Bulldogs, they made the playoffs, so they'll be at home playing Bemidji State at 2 o'clock on Friday, Saturday, and if they need the third game, Sunday.
Yeah, all right. Well, there you go. This program is produced in the studio at PACT-TV in downtown Duluth. We want to thank the staff at PACT. Go to our websites, MinnesotaHockeyConnection.com, YouTube. Check out our YouTube channel, Minnesota Hockey Connection, and then find us on Facebook and like us there. And Jerry, boy, things are heating up. We'll be back here next week to drop the puck.
Yep, best time of the year, so get out and watch some playoff games and get down to state tournament if you can.
We'll see you next week.